In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install WemX onto your VPS or any other machine using Ubuntu. In this tutorial, we're going to be installing through the command line interface, and right now I'm on the wemx.net landing page. WemX is a piece of software that helps automate your online business, whether it be selling hosting services or any other digital services. WemX also helps you provision for, let's say, if you sell games such as Minecraft, it can help you provision the Minecraft servers, or if you're selling web hosting services. So as we scroll down, we can see the various features that are provided out of the box, such as authentication. Think of logging in, registrations, OAuth, two-factor authentication, and much more. We've also got payments and subscriptions. We've also got email support, so sending users verification emails and all of the emails for, let's say, if an order gets suspended, etc. And you can look at all of these features here. Down here we have the demos, so you can look at the live demo pages over here. If you want to see the WemX software in action, you can open the various pages. WemX also has affiliates. So as we come down here, we can see the various pricing options. So WemX has 3 pricing categories, Platinum being the best, and you can choose whatever category fits you the best and go for that. I already have a license purchase for this tutorial, and we're going to be using this one. We're going to be installing it on the billing.wemx.pro domain. Well, of course, you can choose whatever domain you want. So click on this tab to open the installation documentation, and over here we can find all of the dependencies that we need for WemX. We need PHP 8.1 or above with all of these PHP extensions. We need MySQL. We need a web server such as Apache or Nginx. We need curl. We need zip and unzip and composer. Down here is an example of how you could install those dependencies. You can run these commands to install them on Ubuntu. And over here is a guide on how to install Composer v2. So this is where the real installation of WemX starts. We're going to first change directory into the .ww folder. So let's go ahead and go to our to our terminal, and we're going to go to the .ww folder. And now we're going to go ahead and create a new Laravel project called WemX. Paste that command and hit enter, hit yes. Let that install. And there we go. So now we're going to go into our WemX folder that's been created. So cd WemX. And come over here. We've already done this. And now we're going to require the installer using Composer. So go ahead and run the Composer require WemX installer. Hit yes. Perfect. Now we're going to go back, and we're going to run the PHP artisan WemX install command. So hit paste, and it's going to ask us for a license key. So let's quickly grab our license key over here and hit paste. It's going to connect to WemX and install the latest available version. There we go, WemX is installed. If you get any errors in white text over here, just run the installer again and that should fix it. Now we're going to go back to the installation, and we're going to create a new .env file. Hit paste. Okay, that's done. Now let's go ahead and install all of the Composer dependencies for WemX. Yes. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and generate a new encryption key. So if this is a fresh Laravel WemX installation, you're gonna go ahead and create a new key. Since we're installing a new installation here, we're gonna create it. But if you have an existing installation, do not run this command, as it will reset some of the encrypted data. So now we're going to go ahead and create a database for WemX. Run this command to log into MySQL. There we go. And we're going to run the create user command. So we're going to create a new user, and here you're going to enter your password for this user. Use a secure password, but for this tutorial I'm just going to enter tutorial, hit enter. Now let's go ahead and create a new database. Hit enter. Okay. Now we're going to grant all privileges to the WemX user to the database. There we go. And we're going to exit out of the MySQL command line. And now we're going to set up the environment. For the application URL, set the application URL starting with HTTPS or HTTP. Since we're using billing.wemx.pro, we're going to enter this domain, and let's set this to Europe. There we go. Now let's go ahead and set up the database. The database host is the default, port default, database name is WemX, the user is WemX, and the password is tutorial. There we go. Now we're gonna enable all of the default modules. Perfect. And we're gonna create a symbolic link for the storage to the public folder. Okay, now we're gonna migrate the database, my favorite part, because it's very satisfying. Hit enter, and it's gonna create all of the tables inside the database. Okay, let's see. Now we've gotta update the license key so WemX knows we're legit. And we're gonna come over here, copy the license key, paste it in there, and there we go. And now we've got to set the correct Nginx file permissions for the web server. Yes, there we go. And now we got to set up a cron job for WemX. To do so, just run cron tab-e. If you're running the command for the first time, it's going to ask you to select an option. You got to select nano. I believe that's number 0. So we're going to copy this and we're going to paste that into the cron job. Come all the way down here and put it below this commented out text. We're going to set the cron job to run every minute. And here you got to point to the WemX folder. Since we're using the tutorial, this can be left as default. So save the file, command X, yes, enter. And now we can create the user, but before we do so, let's go ahead and set the web server configuration. And here you can choose the various configurations. So if you're using Apache, you're gonna use one of these, but we're using Nginx, and I'm going to be using Nginx without SSL. Since I'm using Cloudflare with the Cloudflare proxy, Cloudflare will provide us with the SSL certificate, so we don't need to use the SSL. Create a new file. We're going to create a new Nginx config file. Hit enter, and now we're going to go ahead and paste in this, copy it, or we're just going to use this copy function. Hit paste. And we're gonna replace the domain with our domain so that when someone connects through billing.wemx.pro, they get redirected to the WemX folder. So here, billing.wemx.pro. So whoever connects to this domain will get the web server will return this data. So you can change this to your own Laravel path, but since we're using the tutorial, we don't need to do so. To the WemX directory, sorry, my bad. We're gonna go ahead and save the file, Control X, yes, enter. And we're gonna go ahead and create a symbolic link. Just copy this, hit paste, and we're gonna restart Nginx systemctl restart Nginx. There we go, perfect, we did this. So now if we go ahead and open the browser, billing.wemx.pro, you can see that WemX been installed successfully. We can come here to log in, and now we've got to create the user to log in with. To do so, go to the for www WemX folder. We're already there, and we're gonna run php artisan user create. The email address, we're just gonna set tutorial@wemx.net. For the username, tutorial, and password, tutorial. It's very important that the first user you create, that you enter your own information, as the first user automatically becomes an administrator. So we've created the user, and now we're going to log in, tutorial, and then tutorial. Tutorial. Okay, there we go. So we're logged in to our admin account, and we can come up here and we're going to log into the admin area. Tutorial, and there we go, perfect. So WemX been installed successfully, and now you have to set up all of this information. You're gonna set up your own application name, contact email, company's address. I'm gonna be filming more videos about some of the other features on creating packages, on setting up emails, and much more. So that's it for this video today. I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully you can install it successfully. Have a good day.